Welcome. Welcome, everyone. Find a spot and settle in. Today, we are going to celebrate life together. My name is Johan Caro. I am a spiritual mind practitioner here at Centers for Spiritual Living in Reading. And is there anybody here that's new today? If you raise your hand right up front. Thank you. We have a welcome packet for you that tells you a little bit about who we are, what we believe. And if you'd like a tour of the grounds later, just ask any one of us practitioners or people from the welcome team. We'll find you. We'll seek you out. So this morning, I'd like to introduce George Rogers and invite him to start us in song.
Dear friends, I hope you can accept a little bit of a shift here. It's not just a song, but a poem. And I'll tell you how you'll understand what I mean. As I sat in these pews last week, I was taken by the faces of bears. Now, certainly these are only stuffed toys and not sentient beings. And so any expressions that I might find must certainly be my own projections of meaning onto these simple textile objects. Yet my experience of these faces seemed to be an encounter with something more. So this is in praise of bears. Let us now give praise to these most teddiest of bears, who anxious and excitedly await their turn. Filled with hope, they wait to be chosen to accompany the noble knights of service as they travel out into the darkness to calm the raging dragons. So we must praise these bears for the love they bring, praise their simple tenderness, praise them for their soft protection, for these gentle bears offer shelter from life's harshest offenses. Praise, oh praise these dark-eyed givers, praise them now as we all know. These are but a bit of heaven, sent that love might make it so, sent that we might also know the tenderness of bears. And to accompany that, there's a record that I got. It was a 45, and I played it on a tiny record player that I had when I was a baby, and my mother got it for me. And at that point, I thought it was very scary. If you go down to the woods today, you're sure of a big surprise. If you go down to the woods today, you better go in disguise. For every bear that ever there was is gathered there for certain, because today's the day the teddy bears have their picnic. If you go down to the woods today, you better not go alone. It's beautiful down in the woods today, but you're better off staying at home. For every bear that ever there was is gathered there and certain, because today's the day the teddy bears have their picnic. Okay, there you go.
Thank you for that. Thank you, George. I'd like us now to take a moment and turn to the camera and wave to all the people that are joining us online in different Zooms and rooms. Thank you. And I'd like to invite the children to come up to the stage as we sing a song for you. they go. I'd like to take time to thank other members of our community here that are a big part of making things go. And so we have Joey in the back doing video. We have our ushers and our welcome team back there. There's kitchen cookies, getting things ready for us in the kitchen. And I know I'm missing a lot, but they're all here, and I want to appreciate them. So if you would please silence your cell phones if you brought it in with you, make sure it's turned off. And let's invite all the December birthdays to stand up this morning. Who has a December birthday? Oh, the baby! Look at these. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, birthday. Happy birthday to you. That's very special. Okay, so at this time, I'd like to talk about what we have coming up as focus announcements. And first, I'd like to invite Charlie and Cher have a special announcement of what is coming up for us here.
Whoa.
I'm glad that wasn't me.
Everybody awake? So Cher and I are just here to announce as representatives of the search committee for a new minister. We have a candidate that's coming in January 12th. She'll be here to talk at the Sunday service and do a workshop, which Cher will go into. And just to remind you of the process of how that goes. So the candidate comes and they speak and they do the workshop. We'll be reaching out for feedback from membership, and then you give us some feedback, and then it'll be up to the board to decide whether there's going to be a vote. So this is for a co-senior minister to work with Sue going forward. But it still requires a vote because it's a co-senior minister. So that's the process, but I want Cher to give you a little more flavor to the candidate and what's coming up.
Hi, well, you will see these flyers in the back. In fact, they're at the board table. And Reverend Lynn Nowicki started in Santa Fe. She was a practitioner for about 30 years, and then she was called to ministry. And she is, if you listen to or watch any of her talks online, she's like one of us. That means she's older too. and that's not being ageist. What it means is she's mature in her spirituality. And by Reverend Sue and Reverend Lynn sharing responsibilities, they're going to be able together to usher a new generation of ministers to our center, which is very, very exciting. So Reverend Lynn is full of heart. And it's no surprise that her workshop is called Heart's Desire, Discover Your Passionate Purpose. You will enjoy her energy. She's very grounded in her spiritual knowing that in the brink of a moment, she comes up with incredible things, just like Reverend Sue, and they're great compliments to each other. So in the back at the board desk, you'll see this flyer. Please take one. Please sign up because we want you here for her Sunday talk. It'll be on January 12th. And then she'll be here that whole weekend, and we'll have some events where you can meet her in a social environment as well. Right after the talk, she'll do this workshop. And then I get to take her all over Reading. So I get to promote our Spirit of Adventure Renewed. And anyone that wants to join me on that, you're welcome to join. I'm going to show her the top 10 all in 2 hours.
Thank you, Chair. And I just want to emphasize the importance of partnership. It's a partnership between the membership, and if you're thinking about being a member, sign up now. and become a member, then you can have a vote as well. But the partnership between the committee and the membership is really important because this is your center, your community. And so as we vision going forward, we need to hear from you. So you'll have that opportunity to provide feedback as well. Thank you very much.
Lots of exciting things coming our way. So I'm sure you noticed the baskets. Our Holiday Bliss raffle is coming to an end December 15th, so you want to make sure to buy some raffle tickets. You can get those in the front from Diana. And I didn't want to forget, so I brought this up here, that the raffle tickets, you can buy one for $1. It could be the lucky one. You could also buy 6 for $5, 12 for $10, or 25 tickets for $20. And take a look at those baskets. They are amazing. There's a really cool puppy dog one that makes me want to get a puppy. I'd have to have the basket first. Maybe a puppy in the basket would be wonderful. And then, you know, I love all these bears. George had a great way of introducing them to us today. Thank you for that. So we're going to let these fill the sanctuary until December 15th, where they will be taken by Reading Police Department to children that have some circumstances or challenges during this time in their lives. So bring a bear if you dare. Okay, I just made that up. I'd also like to talk about World AIDS Day service will be presented here from NorCal Reach Out. So that's tonight from 6 to 8. It's their 37th anniversary of bringing awareness to HIV, and they will offer a memorial tribute to many who have lost their lives due to this disease. And there goes the bears. We'll let that lay. Okay, we'll let that lay. Support Center for our Spiritual Living, North State Giving is Tuesday, December 3rd, anytime between 6 and 8. There is a link that you can go to, and you can give to our center here. And all of North State is doing this. So everything's in your program if you want to look up how to get that done. Friday, December 6th, Spiritual Music Jam, led by Shems Smith, Marco Francois, and Michael Harris. And this is just a lot of fun and a lot of just spiritual music jam. What else can we say about that? The Grace of Aging Sage Gathering, we have a special guest, Dr. Al Philbrick, Saturday, December 7th. That's 9:30 in the morning till 12:30. He will share his study of post-quantum physics. Exploring Membership Meeting, that's Sunday on the 8th, 11:15 to 12:15. Dr. Reverend Mary Mitchell will give information on what it is to be a member of our center. Sacred Women's Group will meet Monday, December 9th in the evening, 7 to 8:30. The Men's Group also will meet on Monday, November 25th, 7 to 9. So if you want to be... It's December. They gave you the wrong date. Oh. I'm sure it's the same date as the Women's Group, that it always is. So that would be December 9th. Thank you. Awareness Bookstore. This bookstore is open one beautiful evening on December 13th from 7 to 9. And if you haven't had a chance to go in the bookstore, I highly recommend it. There's something for everyone and for yourself maybe as well. Beating Therapy Social Session, Christy Carr will be doing this Saturday, December 14th, 1 to 4. So if you want to do some beating, they have a great time, and they provide everything you need. So there's another great gift idea if you're thinking of some gift ideas for people. Dancing with Spirit, Dawn Michaela Karalf, is December 14th, Saturday, 6 to 8, and it's limited to 33 people. So this is where you get to dance, a static dance, and just a lot of movement and spiritual movement through dance. I also want to talk about the Advent meditation. Each morning, it started this morning and I attended, each morning on Zoom, our good friend and practitioner Rob Ward is doing a Advent meditation for 25 mornings. 24 mornings. Actually, it's probably 23 now because we did one this morning. You're welcome anytime. And it was great to just ground yourself in the morning in meditation with Rob. He's a great, great leader for this. If you want to know more about that, there's a registration form. You don't have to register. There is a link form in your bulletin. And if that sounds too complicated, which it was for me, if you reach out to him online, he will send you the link. And that's what I did this morning. So there's many ways to be part of that. I also wanted to say there's another OMG One Monthly Goal workshop coming up. We did one in November and the follow-up in December, and it went really well. So there's been people asking to do that again, and I will be facilitating that workshop. One Monthly Goal in January is a really good time to attend this workshop. It'll be January 4th on a Saturday morning, 10 to 12. And we'll have a special guest there too that will be helping, that was part of the last One Monthly Goal workshop that has been really successful and says, I want to share this with everyone that comes to your workshop. So see if you can register and attend for that. Okay, I think that's good. We've got all that. I'd like to have Charla. Oh, we have a reading from our Susan. Thank you.
We have a beautiful earth prayer this morning, written by Kate Johnson. Root of the root, mother matter, for whom nothing is ever lost, only transformed. You teach us how to change and how to sit in stillness. When life scatters us in all directions, you whisper, just be. You urge us, honor the body. You tell us, I will never let you go. I hold you safe forever. All praise to the humble, holy ground. We are part of you, no less than the seed or grass or antelope. We belong. May we learn new ways to honor you. May our presence here be of benefit to you. May we heal the harm we have done to you. In the name of Earth, be so.
Please join me in affirmative prayer. Close your eyes if comfortable, or lower your gaze. And as Susan reminded us, just be. Find a grounding where you are sitting. Your feet on the floor. breathe in peace. Exhale what no longer serves you. And know that as you are breathing in spirit. Let that fill your heart space. And as I turn into my heart space, I feel and I know that there is only one love, one life, one source. The presence of Spirit is all around me, through me, and in me. I recognize that the divine is all that there is, right now and always. And that source flows through me effortlessly. I celebrate that we are each a beautiful and unique expression of that one, of the divine. Gratitude fills my heart with this knowing. And I truly, truly feel blessed to be here in this beautiful sanctuary filled with love, filled with beauty and healing. And I know that this is exactly where I should be right now, in this moment. And I know that this morning is flooded with abundance of good and light, and that we receive this good and this light with an open heart, and we find peace, and we find harmony, and an inner growth from what will be shared today. And with great thanks, I completely accept what is already so. And as I release these words into the law of mind, I know that it is already so. And please repeat after me, and so it is. Reverend Sue.
I am about to touch this. That's how it's done, Charlie. Just kidding. So, in honor of the bears, sound like I'm channeling Winnie the Pooh. And so I can't get my voice any better, but you'll kind of get used to it, okay? And just kind of, I'm not sick. It's just taking time to get over this hideous cough that wakes you up all night long. You ever had that? Yeah. So, but I'm excited. I want to be here today because I love the idea of the holidays upon us. And the theme this month is In the Land of I Am. It's a beautiful song by Ricky Byers. And it's one of the women's groups, the Sacred Sisters' favorite songs to get us going, to get us charged up. In the land of I am, I am. And what I appreciate today is the idea of standing on holy ground. And we are using the idea of the different elements that create us all at a very deep level of appreciation. As we think of this month and the holidays of love and gratitude that are upon us, and I hope you all had a lovely Thanksgiving. And now we move into the idea of how can I give my love, my service outwardly to show and demonstrate my gratitude to others in another form through the holiday of Christmas. And that's also the renewal of that Christ consciousness that dwells within all of us. So the title of our talk today is We Are Standing on Holy Ground. And yesterday when we were decorating, Doug was so involved with putting the manger scene together. And I said, it'll just create itself as he started to put the little figurines around. But as I watched him, I realized that is setting holy ground. The manger itself is a symbol of laying on holy ground so long ago. And something mysterious, mystical, magical was birthed. And it involved all the elements of light and earth and air and fire to bring us an awareness that this all dwells within our own hearts, that we're always walking on sacred ground. So as I thought about this time with you this morning, I hope it shifts you a little bit this week as you walk your ground, as you walk your life. Standing on holy ground. There's a song by Amy Bishop that really builds the intensity of how powerful this is for us to all remember and recognize. Because we can feel when we take a pause out of time and transport ourselves into the present moment. Doesn't have to go far. And you say, it's right here. I'm standing on holy ground. Right here. Right here. And it's our intention to pause and feel this divine spirit and remember this always. Because it's in this presence that we know the joy. We know joy at a greater depth. And it settles us then into a peace of mind. And that's when we allow love to lead us. Love will lead us then to every answer because we're standing on holy ground. And this is what we want to praise. This is what we want to praise into the greatness of our understanding. This holy, holy, wonderful presence. We remember every step of the way we are walking. And you might say, okay, I can almost feel it, almost. And you might puzzle yourself, but I'm not there. I still feel grumpy. I still feel like I want to complain about something. But I want you to watch as you practice stillness, as you practice the idea of holy ground beneath you shift, when you realize, oh, all I have to do is be still and know. That's all. That's all. Throughout these holidays, wherever you find yourself, in traffic, stay longer at the light till somebody beeps. And just say, just be cool, I'm on holy ground. Just wanted you to know. So we walk on the earth and we move about, though, sometimes in a sense of smallness in comparison to all of the greatness that seems to be around us. But we cannot forget who we are, nor what is it that lives, moves, and has its being inside of me. This is the presence that is embodied in each and every one of us every step of the way. And as we allow ourselves to return to the roots of our being, to a level of appreciation of, as I spoke, the various elements of earth, air, fire, water. Light is one they consider, ether is another. So we'll be going into those throughout the month. But so we want to try to bow in moments of time in reverence to this, that all that exists, knowing that it is the essence of all of the Mother Nature, of the beautiful way Susan read that tribute to the earth this morning. All this spirituality lives in us. It is us. It's what makes us. Eckhart Tolle, in the stillness of your presence, you can feel your own formless and timeless reality as the unmanifested life that animates your physical form. You can feel your own formless and timeless reality, the unmanifested that is animating your form. You can then feel the same life deep within every other human, every creature. You look beyond the veil of form and separation. This is the realization of oneness. This is love, Eckhart Tolle. So we focus this day on the earth itself, the ground of our being. And we have a choice. We have a choice all the time to honor that the earth is sacred. This seed of knowing lives within us at a very deep level. There was a Zen proverb that said, the seed itself never sees its own glory as it grows. It remembers itself as a seed, but it never gets to see itself as the great oak. And so I'm thinking of this as we honor the idea that the seed of knowing lives within us at a very deep level. It's buried there in us, and we get a hint of it. We get a hint of this truth when there's an inner stirring, and I know you all, with your humanness, feel that moment of stirring. It's aroused in those moments of absolute awe. The beauty of nature, the exquisite colors that we're seeing right now as the trees in nature change their color and invite us to look deep at the most brilliant yellow, to allow the chemistries in our own brain to change the levels of serotonin and dopamine and all of the mystical, magical way that these neurohormones begin to just transform us just by taking a moment to gaze into the beautiful colors that are around us. Something deep within us is shaping in us the moment we decide to pause. In our very DNA, we quiver with that curiosity and that wonder. That's what Cher takes people on the Soar adventures, because she knows that quiver. She knows how important it is to balance our being. This is our heritage throughout time, to remember the natural beauty of our planet. It can be the rainbow. You know what it feels like. I saw a rainbow. And your childlike excitement rises up in you. A cloud formation, and you try to make out, I think that looks like my old dog Hoagie, who passed on long, long ago. This is what we do. We tend to merge with that childlike innocence in those moments of awe. It can even be, oh my gosh, the glory of Mount Shasta and Lassen as they shine with snow to remind us of that beauty. These are the forms that are revealed a pristine glory. And when we pause and we have the moment to choose to be in relationship to it all, think of yours. And then also the moment you return to the highway to get to your destination. Your moment of wonder and awe, and then the mind shrinks back, and something clouds over that present moment of insightful consciousness that awakened us just temporarily to all that is. So our minds, our patterns, our personal reality, all of this narrows down the field. So you continue this week your practice to imagine yourself on your way somewhere with purpose. We've got a lot to do. And out of habit, you're on your way. And your mind is probably flooded with a lot of internal chatter. It's entertaining you, but then briefly watch for the flash. You come out of the fog and you see that single flower coming up out of the concrete. And your breath is stilled in a moment of wonder. That moment passes, and that doorway of wonder closes. Our beautiful landscape becomes background again, swallowed up into ordinary. The mind chatter station clicks back on and dictates the rest of our journey. It just happens. Every ordinary day is like this. Every day. All the while like a person sitting on a train, kind of just staring out the window, and landscape just whizzes by. Passing of time on a journey, just whizzing by. And the earth is blurring all of its images in those moments. But you're still being blessed. You're always being blessed by the Mother. And reminding you, stay awake. Stay awake. What's real? What's true? And what is love here? What is love here? All this thinking we do, trying to figure things out. All our beliefs that we adhere to that are influencing and almost blocking us. And time passes on. So when we consider the beliefs have shaped our reality over time, we rarely stop to ask ourselves, what do I really know? Have you ever asked yourself that question? Really? Right? What do I know? Why do I want to feel so right about this? What do I really know? That very question, though, is the portal to living your spirituality with a deeper sense of satisfaction. What do I really know? It has been postulated that everything is created twice. First in mind, thought, then in form. That's why you stand on holy ground. It's the divine principle unfolding right there. And the biblical time, in the biblical tradition, you've heard it many, many times. In the beginning was the Word. Sound familiar? And the Word was with God, and the Word was God. And then later in the Bible, in Genesis, it says, in the beginning God created the heavens and the earth. Now in metaphysics, we take a deep dive in understanding that that word is thought. In mind. And that one mind, that's what we talk about. Sometimes you might hear it. I don't know if it's ever puzzled you, but it's the one mind. It's the one consciousness. It's the one vast way of describing the undescribable that we name and then shrink down into a concept of God. But it's a reality beyond reality that can't even be described. It's this consciousness. And we all download our own personal channel to this divinity into our mind. Our mind. There's one mind, it goes into our mind. And that's creation, made manifest. That is Science of Mind 101. The word exists as thought and shapes with the eternal relationship of the one, influenced also, though, by our beliefs and created. It's always, always in relationship to the fabric of the oneness principle. That's where it comes from. That's why it says throughout many scriptures, it's done unto you as you believe. The creative process is central to this philosophy, to many philosophies, and it's good for us to be in service then, if this is so powerful, to be in service to this creative law in order to be a better human being. And living in alignment then with truth, then we will know. Our heart will be settled. How do I really know? Is it true? Is it really true? And a good. Is there a good here? Is there a good here that's not going to harm anyone? So I invite you to close your eyes and hear this description of truth, or the spirit of the divine from the Bhagavad Gita. I mentioned the Bible. Now look at this. Close your eyes and get this feeling of the moment this scripture, this person that wrote this, sitting in sacred holy ground. I am the taste of pure water, the radiance of the sun and the moon. I am the sacred word and the sound heard in air, and the courage of human beings. I am the sweet fragrance in the earth and the radiance of fire. I am the life in every creature and the striving of the spiritual aspirant. That's who you are. That's who you are. So we step into the mystery and we rediscover this fascination with the earth element, the ground of our being, formed in our mother's wombs. Flesh, bone, minerals. These are the substance of our existence. And then we require the earth to sustain us with its produce and its water. And we travel and enjoy the landscape of deserts, mountains, beaches, jungles, rocks, cliffs, sand, soil, trees, plants, rivers, streams, oceans, and even puddles. Everything is networking its way. We share the space with all creatures, all birds, all fish, and we can continue to walk through the diversity, finding our home. We walk on her. We walk on her every moment, every day. Mother Earth is sustaining us tirelessly. You're standing, you're sitting on holy ground. So in gratitude, we honor the fertile mother that gives us life and purpose. We dig deeper to see what lies beneath this wonder, what lies underneath even this. And this is the pilgrimage we are all on. We're together here for a reason. And we're celebrating Earth this week as part of our true nature. Hildegard of Bingen once quoted, "The Earth is at the same time mother. She is the mother of all, for contained in her are the seeds of all." Oh. So in time, think about it, ages ago, people walking in small groups on earth before it was so overpopulated. And people did, they believed in the sacredness of the earth. And the Shinto spiritual path started as an indigenous religion in Japan. This was pre-industrial, and the people lived in harmony with earth and nature. In fact, they had no separate word. They had no separate word for nature, and to this day, they continue to teach that the sacred is both immanent and transcendent, that this divinity is everywhere, and that's what we teach. The Shinto respect the natural power and the beauty of nature, and you can witness it today by simply taking the time to walk in a Japanese tea garden, which in Portland, we did that this summer with my son. That park is exquisite, and it's dedicated to harmony and peace through visual sand gardens, bonsai trees, koi ponds that meander through the pathways, benches along the path, to rest because it's a long walk. No, to invite you, sit down and be still. Don't pass the bench. Sit in the presence of it all. Get grounded in the beauty and intentional care. The indigenous people of our time are our teachers now. It's very important to read their literature, to read their words. And I know last week Reverend Lynn led us in some ceremony. It's all important. So when you're on common ground, the wisdom ways are instructions I'm going to share with you of 3 different groups to this book that I'm referring to, Earth, Water, Fire, and Air, by Kate Johnson, who the poem was from. So she's reminding us, imagine for a moment walking beside an Australian Aboriginal, a Lakota Sioux, or a Kenya Kikuyu. I apologize my pronunciation of that. All different people, as different as their unique landscape. But here's what's fascinating. They all have the same core belief, all of them, different parts of the world. One, everything is alive, everything is related. Rocks, snakes, streams, trees are kindred, part of spirit, and possessors of information and wisdom that may be communicated to humans. Imagine your heart running and leaping with deer, knowing that she is your sister. Imagine learning from the shape and the patterns of stones. Number 2, the earth, everything growing in and on it, is sacred. Thoughtless destruction or killing is unthinkable. If a life must be taken for food, for example, then the act is performed in a spirit of mindfulness, gratitude, and nothing is wasted. Imagine your heart opening in thankfulness to your garden, to the miracle of each ripe tomato, each crisp green leaf. Imagine the numinous holiness of the ground you walk upon. Number 3, group rituals are vitally important. Together we bond with one another, honoring and celebrating the great oneness of all. This is what we're doing here. There is a pervading sense of kinship and interconnectedness rather than the disconnection and alienation. Imagine joining hands with others in a circle and knowing that all are deeply related and that you belong and you belong. And finally, spirit may be experienced directly and often joyfully. Ecstatic communion with the numinous can happen. Imagine opening so wide that spirit sings to you. I think it's just so beautiful. And yet the disappointments of continuing to feel the divisions in our society really pivot here and look at it as a call, an opportunity to get back to your own roots and get centered and get clear. Now, Joseph Campbell is a great teacher for us all. He reminds us in his eloquent way, get back into the group, aligning with your core spiritual values. He said, may we all remember that we all, let me start that again. May we all remember that we all are made of you, great earth. Because you wanted hands, you called us forth. Because walking was needed, you called us forth. Because you wanted to be renewed again and again, you made us long for one another. We are your hands. We are your legs. We are your radiant flesh. All of us are made of you. May we remember. I just invite you to try it as a spiritual practice, to see yourself finding a way to be more conscious of your presence here. Take your shoes off. Talk to Sally about earthing. All these principles are here for us to remind us to feel the grass beneath our feet, to connect in an intimate way so that you hear the mother's heartbeat and you feel her rhythm and that elemental joy of grounding and rooting yourself into earth to feel connected to all of time. We all know what it's like to see a redwood we can't even wrap our arms around it. It's just so big. It would take 10 of us. And then when they cut it down and we look at the cycles of time, it's just, we want to sit on that and realize all of the ancient history is all embedded still in earth now, in every stone, in every cliff, in every mountain, in our water, in the air we breathe. So this elemental joy of grounding and rooting yourself to feel connected to all of time. If you find a tree, realize, oh, a holy temple is right in front of me. May I pause here long enough, lean my back into the tree, and tell them how sorry I am, and something in my life is not working, and let the tree hold you. Let the tree and your spine meet the core of the roots of that tree, and you will find comfort. You will find your refuge. You will find support, and you will definitely find guidance. As you breathe with any element, as you breathe with a tree or a stone on your path, notice what comes up. Feel the Great Mother. She's constantly speaking every day, reaching back into you. Wake up, my dear child. Let me hold you. Let me comfort you. She'll bring you into her flow and nourish you until you're very still in her being. And then your mind will enter a portal, a chamber of peace, a chamber of connection that you've never felt before, but you've been longing for it. You've been longing for, I want to move from the mundane to the real. I'm done with politics. I want to be where it's real, where love prevails, where love is the answer. Can you let yourself be held? Can you let yourself be nurtured and find the answers? Sometimes the call of our loneliness is just this. Our sense of defeat is just this, asking us. The generosity of the earth is right there, ready to give back to you when you feel empty. Even if it's simply letting your childhood memories, just close your eyes and watch how instantaneously it comes to you. The delight of the earth. Think of it. What pleasant memory as you close your eyes do you have? Can you smell the mud of the mud pies? Can you smell the ocean? It just takes a moment. It lives in us, the fragrance of pine trees, the sound of the wind through the trees, the feel of sun upon us. Share it with a friend at social hour. Let one another know what your blessed moments are. Wherever you are this week, take a pause to spend some time closing your eyes and discovering the sacred landscape, revealing to you an inner place within you where you feel so complete. This is your soul's landscape. We've all been imprinted with it at one time or another. Go dreaming where you want to be. What's calling you? What's calling you? Is it the blue sky? The sound of waves, the coolness of a cave, the crystals on your path? For many of you, it's the heart-shaped rocks. Sometimes you can feel like the most unique person in the world. I've done many altars, and I say, bring something that represents your spirituality. Well, I collect heart rocks. Really? The next person, I collect heart rocks. Right, Cher? Pretty soon the altar is filled with heart rocks. It's so sweet. And I never get tired of it, the unique way we find the beauty. This inner self right now, as I have been speaking, is being activated. This magic in you is already alive. You all have it. This inner self is wanting to explore. This, when we say, what is my true nature? This is it. Your true nature might not be something that you thought it was supposed to be, but a place that's calling you to discover. And if you're feeling yourself walking through it now, just notice who's with you. Are you alone? Is anyone there? What do you need from whatever place you've been taken inside of you? Do you feel safe and do you feel loved? Ram Dass reminds us, as I close this message, love holds the universe together. Love is the emotion of connection and merging. Viewed from the soul, this world is a manifestation of love. Love is the glue, the transfer of energy between form and formless, matter and spirit. Earnest Holmes helped us see that God has incarnated into each one of us, taken form as people. As all things, but as people is what we're talking about. And within that, there is a nature which eventually gets called by many as the soul. And within us is the eternal and forever expanding kingdom of heaven. It's within us, available always to experience to the degree we become aware of it. And the ultimate goal of life is always freedom from this discord, and everyone shall attain this. And Pema Chodron in Buddhism says, likewise. So I'll have Judy come up, and I'm going to read just a short story. But Pema Chodron says this: when we look into our own hearts and begin to discover what is confused and what is brilliant, what is bitter and what is sweet, it isn't just ourselves that we're discovering the universe. So as she plays, I'm going to share this story again from one of my favorite authors, Valerie Kaur, from See No Stranger. But I invite you to close your eyes and plant your feet in the earth, in the mud, starting your childhood. Relax your body and allow that playful joy of your true nature to just be present with you today. You've got a friend inside of you, your best friend. "5 centuries ago, halfway around the world in the Indian village of Punjab, there lived a young man named Baba Nanak, who was deeply troubled by the violence around him, Hindus, Muslims, in turmoil. One day he disappeared on the bank of a river for 3 days. People thought he was dead, drowned. But Nanak emerged on the 3rd day with a vision of the oneness of humanity and of the world. This vision threw him into a state of ecstatic wonder. He began singing songs of devotion, praising the divine within and around him. Love made him see with new eyes. Everyone around him was a part of him that he did not know yet. I see no stranger. I see no enemy. He taught that all could see this truth. There is a voice inside each of us that names itself as separate from you. But that separateness is an illusion. When we quiet the chatter of our mind through music or meditation, the boundaries begin to disappear. We are part of one another. Joy rushes in long after the moment passes. We can choose to remember the truth of our interconnectedness, that we belong to one another. Baba grew to become the founder of Sikhism. And each one of us are bound to discover our own source of spirituality. But we begin at the very basic understanding and support of the earth as our mother, as our teacher, forever sustaining us, nurturing us, renewing us, revitalizing us, awakening us to her rhythms, to her love, to her brilliance, to her intelligence. We bow to this greatness, allowing the humbleness of our own hearts, our stubbornness of our wanting to be right and clear on the path, to simply be open to what is. We're standing on holy ground. We always have been. We always will be. And for this, we feel the love and we feel grateful. And we release this prayer knowing that we stand together as one. Thank you, God. for the wisdom of the way. I release this prayer knowing it is our journey and we walk it together. We're walking each other home. Thank you. And so it is. Thank you, Judy. Thank you for listening, everyone. I want to take this moment to transition just for briefly. Many of you have been missing somebody that's usually at our door welcoming us for Sundays upon Sundays. And that's Ronnie Hoiber, Doug's wife. She passed away 2 weeks ago. And she's not going to have a service, but we're going to bring the service to Doug. He has created a small table back there in front of the board desk. Some beautiful pictures of Ronnie. If you're thinking, who's she talking about? As soon as you see Ronnie, you'll remember. And even if you've never met her, you can sign the book for Doug that says we're with you on your journey of grief. We support you, Doug. He's in the back. He hasn't missed a Sunday since she passed. He needs us, and we need him. So it's a tribute to Ronnie. We loved Ronnie. Ronnie had her own unique way, a stubborn little lady. But what a beauty. What a beauty. So Doug, we support you, and if we don't have the words to say right now, that book will be there for a week or so, and we'll leave that book there, and if you write something at home, you can come and paste it in the book, if that's easier for you. If you have a memory to share, Doug needs to hear it. So thank you for listening, and thank you for that love I feel in the room. Thank you. George. Thank you.
Here's the offending tablet. I am so glad that it didn't ring. What a moving notion and the things you bring. The bears were touched. I sometimes sing this song as a closing, but I think it's, hope you enjoy it. It's called Into the Morning. It's a long way out and turning home. The rivers all are wide. The path that you have found will carry you to the other side. And a voice that echoes in your heart tells you must try. So you turn your steps once more into the morning. To the morning where everything is new. To the morning where the light will shine for you. The morning where you'll try once more to be true. Yes, you turn your steps once more into the morning. Your broken vessel overflows, but your heart tells you where you must go. You've boasted of the strength you've shown as if it were your own. Give credit now where credit's due. You've never been alone when you opened up your heart into the morning. The morning where everything is new, to the morning where the light will shine for you, to the morning where you try once more to be true. You turn your steps once more into the morning. Well, I'll say no more as life turns into light upon the way, and my words cannot explain the truth nor clearly show the way. But loving is the teacher who comes to us each day as we begin to make our way into the morning. To the morning where everything is new, to the morning where the light will shine for you, the morning where you try once more to be true. You turn your steps once more into the morning.
Thank you so much. We are filled with so much love and joy here, and just really grateful. So I'd like to invite the ushers up. This is a time of giving for our center. And I'd like to say that every gift you give is greatly appreciated. And as I prepare to give my offering, my heart is filled with love and appreciation, since what is offered here is for my spiritual well-being. I am filled with gratitude, knowing life stays in balance, for as I give, I receive. give thanks for the blessed donations received in the offering this morning and during the week. I know each dollar supports this spiritual family in many ways. As we grow together, we pray together, and we give thanks for all that this center has been blessed with today and always. And so it is. And I want to remind everybody today that practitioners will be here if you're in need of any spiritual mind treatment. And we'll have another closing song. Thank you.
Technology. So before we get completely tired of Christmas carols, I'm going to do it first, the first of the month. As it moves on, I've got another song about my, getting angry with my dog for attacking my tree. What child is this who laid to rest on Mary's lap lies sleeping, whom angels greet with anthems sweet, while shepherds watch are keeping? This is Christ the King, whom shepherds guard and angels sing. Haste, haste to bring him, Lord, the babe, the Son of Mary. Why lies he in such mean estate, where ox and ass lie sleeping? Good Christians fear for sinners near, the silent word is pleading. Nails, spears, shall pierce him through, the cross be borne for me, for you. Hail, hail, for Christ is born, the babe, the Son of Mary. Someone mentioned that I was playing old songs, so my response was to get the oldest songs I could find. But they don't seem that old to me. And it's all very different when we come along and you hear them and you're reflecting back on all the times that you first heard them. This is, I used to sing it Good King Wenceslas, but I think it's Good King Wenceslas, and I'm not really sure. Good King Wenceslas went out on the feast of Stephen, when the snow lay round about, deep and crisp and even. Brightly shone the moon that night, though the frost was cruel, when a poor man came in sight, gathering winter fuel. And there it is. Hither, page, and stand by me, if thou knowest it telling. Yonder peasant, who is he? Where and what his dwelling? Sire, he lives a good league hence, underneath a mountain, right beneath the forest fence, by St. Agnes' fountain. Well, bring me meat and bring me wine, bring me pine logs hither. Thou and I shall see him dine, if we bear them thither. Sire, page and monarch, forth they went together, right through the rude wind's wild lament and the winter's weather. We'll stop there. So that's about the wealthy and the entitled doing good things for the poor. That's the whole point of that. And I think that's a wonderful thing to do. And we can all pray for that to happen. I think I'm almost done. I think I'm going to end right there. Thank you.
Thank you, George. You always bring such personality to the stage. So I wanted to remind you also that we're having a buyout of the Riverfront Playhouse in mid-December. The details are in your program. And if you wanted to buy a ticket today, Christy has them on sale back there. And there's just a limited amount, so get yours now, and we'll show up all together and enjoy a play together. That Chevy Chase one, Christmas Vacation? Is that what it is? Yeah. So I thank you for being here today, and enjoy buying raffle tickets from Diana. Take a moment to honor Ronnie as you pass through the doors, and Doug is standing there if you want to give him some love. And it's going to be a beautiful day, so enjoy it in every way you can, and make sure your conversations return you to your source. Thank you. Oh, tonight's the AIDS Memorial. Starts at 6. Thank you.